What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Today, we have part 2 of the TB12 Black. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, if you haven't done so, go watch part 1. As I mentioned in part 1, I have 2 of these units. One is bone stock, and the second one I have made some modifications to. So let's talk about it. Here we have the factory OpAmps that I showed in part 1, and these are the 2 OpAmps that I have chosen to modify this unit with. I've chosen to go with an SL2520 red dot and a GAR 1731. Both of these OpAmps fall into the vintage category. First, let's talk about the SL2520 red dot. The SL2520 is built and designed by Scott Liebers. It is intended to be a nearly indistinguishable replacement for the API 2520s that were found in the consoles of the 70s. There are 2 versions of the SL2520 in production, the red dot and the blue dot. The red dot is intended as the original vintage replacement. The blue dot is intended to be used in summing amps of vintage consoles and possesses a clean, relatively uncolored sound. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing that I did in part 1. I'm going to switch between the nickel and the steel output transformers. So let's check out the red dot on some clean guitar, and then again with some overdrive. Alright, moving forward, now we're going to talk about the GAR 1731. The GAR 1731 was designed by Gary Barnett. It is based on the Melcore 1731 op amp, which was the inspiration for the API 2520. The GAR 1731 is widely available as a DIY kit and can commonly be found in custom-built analog hardware. Now, we're going to do the same thing again, but with the 1731. The SL2520, you can purchase that directly from Scott Liebers, and I'll post the link to his website down on the description. Now the GAR 1731, you might get lucky and find one pre-assembled, but you're probably going to have to do what I did and build it yourself. Is this mod worth doing? In my opinion, absolutely. But you're going to have to determine that for yourself, and a lot's going to depend on your skill level and if you really want to go through building the op amp. The differences between the two, they're very subtle, and they are noticeable on the right sources. I personally prefer the 1731. It works really well on overdriven guitars and anything that benefits from the darker tonal profile and the extended bottom end. Now the red dot, it really shines on clean and acoustic guitars. You can't go wrong with either one of these, but the choice is yours and it really depends on what source you're planning to use it on. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe and help support the channel so that I can continue making content for y'all. Until next time, keep rocking.